بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله أصحابه ومن والاه. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. لعلكم بخير. Welcome everyone. جزاكم الله خير for joining on time. Today we will be covering lesson 15, Hal, and as I've said previously, this is more, continuation of the topic that was in lesson 13. So these fall under the Mansubat, which will recap in lesson 20, inshallah. That's how many we have. So I'm expecting people to join. So, but we're going to make a start to respect your time, inshallah. So just want to gauge students' understanding. Who's familiar with HAL or has come across it before? And if you can raise your
Yes.
hand, okay,
Okay.
so that I share you, that's fine, alhamdulillah. Okay, I think it looks like half the students. Alhamdulillah, that's not bad. So yeah, that does help me, alhamdulillah. So if you're familiar with it, this should be hopefully reinforces what you've learned, and maybe you learn something new. And for those that is the first time, alhamdulillah, you got something new to learn. Either way, this is part of the journey of learning. So let's jump in. So hal is something you will come across in the Quran, and similar to some of the other topics, it gives you additional understanding from a grammatical perspective, and helps you analyze the verses that we read. Alhamdulillah. To start off with, in Arabic grammar, hal represents a circumstance where it appears in mansub. And when we talk about the circumstance, we're talking about the situation. So it's indicating the state or condition of the subject or doer. So, what condition or state the doer of the action is. We'll elaborate further when we go through the examples. And this applies to both ismul fa'il, the active participle, as well as the object, the participle, at the time the action occurs. So al is about the circumstance where it appears in the state of mansub, and it's indicating the state or condition of the subject. Okay, so let's look at an example to bring it to life. جاءني زيد راكبا. So we see جاءني, which means came to me, or he came to me, and we see Zaydun after it, which is the fa'il, and we know it's a fa'il because of it being in state of raf'un. Rafa, you've got dhammatain on Zaydun, so that's the external fa'il. So ja'ani Zaydun, Zayd came to me. So let's focus on this bit. This is straightforward, nice and simple. Zayd came to me. Then the word after that, rakiban, describes the condition of the state. Rakiban meaning riding. Zayd came to me riding. And rakiban is the hal, the condition Zayd was in. He came to me how? He came to me riding. And this is an indicator for this is it being in the state of mansub. Okay, so this more or less summarizes the introduction. And let's look at a little bit further, look into it a little bit further. So we mentioned that there's active and passive participle. For active participle, ja'a rakidon. So here we have ja'a meaning he came. And here the fa'il is huwa. Ja'a, he came. Then we have rakidan, running. How did he come? Running. Ja'a, he came. How did he come? He came running. So the hal, the condition of huwa, i.e. him, is the condition is running. He came running. And here it is the active participle because it's parent of who we're talking about. Again, if this is would be in a context, for example, if previous to that, if a sentence was my father saw me fall, he came to me running. Does that make sense? So ja'a rakidan is he came, and what was his condition? He came while he was he came running. That's how his condition was. While performing the action of coming, his condition was running. Okay, ja'a, and that's the active participle. Now let's look at the passive participle. Straight away, the fi'l we have is wujida, and we know that's passive fi'l majhul. Wujida al-kitabu, the book was found. Okay, wujida al-kitabu means the book was found. Who found it? We don't know because this is passive sentence. Wujida al-kitabu, the book is found. And the word after that in red, mumazzaqan, is the hal. The book was, how was the book found? It was torn. Yes. Wujida al-kitabu, the book was found. How was it found? Mumazzaqan, it was torn. Okay. And for the passive participle, the verb this comes from is mazzaqa. So mumazzaqan comes from mazzaqa, which means to tear. And here is indicating that something has been torn. And this is mazzaqa means to tear, and mumazzaqan is in the state of nasab. Okay, so it's giving us a condition. So a key thing, 2 points here related to the difference between, sorry, the 2 points related to both of these sentences. If there's another term, if you have your notebook handy, make a note of this. So far the new term that you've come across is hal. Now with hal, you have something called sahibul hal or dhul hal. And that's what that is referring to. What the hal relates to is the sahibul hal. So the entity or subject whose circumstance is being described is the dhul hal. For example, if you go to rakidan, ja'a rakidan. So we said that it's referring to huwa. Remember, going back to the jumlatul fi'liya construct, the structure, we have the fi'il, fa'il, maf'ul. And for ja'a rakidan, the fa'il is huwa. Okay, huwa. So the hal is referring to the huwa. So the dhul hal is huwa in this case, because here it's hidden. Ja'a, the hidden fa'il is huwa. So rakidan is referring to the huwa. But for where it's not hidden, so if we go to this example, ja'ani zaydun, ja'ani, Zayd came to me. Here, this bit, Zayd came to me. Rakidan, who is that referring to? Is it referring to Zaydun? Okay, so this is why understanding hal and who it's referring to is important. So rakidan, and again going back to the fi'il, fa'il, maf'ul. So it's the here the object. Okay. Rakidan. That's what is it referring to Zaid. Zaid came to me Rakidan. And if we go to the passive example, وجد الكتاب, the book was found. ممزقا is referring to الكتاب, the book. Okay. الكتاب is the so the hal ممزقا is referring to الكتاب. Okay, so and here الكتاب is the ذو الحال or صاحب الحال. Is that okay? Anyone have any questions on ذو الحال before I continue? So it's a new term, and it's just to put it simply, the hal is it refers is in relation to something. Is what condition? Who is the owner of that condition? Whose circumstance or what circumstance is being described?
Sister Nurjahan, yes, hal will be typically, most commonly, in nakira with fatha tanwin. Okay?
Yes. Right. I didn't see that question. Thank you. Okay. Is everyone clear? We do have some examples later. But,
yeah. So I will just repeat what you said to make sure that there is no gap there. What Ustad has been telling you so far, alhamdulillah, hal related, where hal is a part of a sentence, hal will have two wings, two elements, it's a kind of phrase. So hal, the state in what condition the action was performed, this is in one place. And commonly it is at the end. But what is hal? Hal is pointing to the subject. Someone is doing an action, so hal is not the action. Remember, grammatically, you are module 2 students. Hal is pointing to the doer, how he is performing his action. So just move up slightly.
of course.
Just so that I can see the bottom, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just 1 second, yeah. So hal is coming at the later part, but it is connected grammatically, syntactically, with its principle, with its owner, with its agent, with its subject. Without the doer of the action, this hal is incomplete. So whenever we say hal, this is pointing to the Zul Hal. So Zul Hal and hal together, you will learn a little bit later, and don't feel nervous about it. These two together, you see, the doer subject, that's the fa'il, theoretically, okay? But hal is a special component of the grammar coming into the picture, and together hal and zul hal, that's now fa'il. Okay, you don't have to go deeper than that. Just understand that these two together becomes the fa'il, and then you continue the sentence, you will see other elements are falling into the context, and they will nicely fit in there. So the main point I was just going to add, I was repeating, is hal and zul hal, they are like a phrase. They will be in two places, but hal, whenever an action takes place, the hal, the status is described by the hal, but whose action is it? Is it, for example, rakiban? Okay. Is it pointing to the, what is the meaning of rakiban, Ustad? Is it riding, is it? running.
Rakidon or
Rakib
Rakidon is
ban is riding. Say, yeah.
riding. Yeah.
Is it pointing? Hal is Hal pointing to the action riding? Yes or no?
Sorry, Rakidon is running.
Rakiban
Oh,
riding.
sorry. Sorry. I feel Rakidon. I misheard you.
Yeah. Rakiban. Okay. The similar anyway. So this Hal Rakiban, is it pointing? Is it meaning the action Rakiban? Or is it pointing to Zaid, the doer? How Zaid performed the action, in what state? So Zulhal is Zaidun and Rakiban is Hal. So from now, module 2 students, you will, as soon as you see a Hal, you will look for a Zulhal there. But without Zulhal, it's incomplete. So it is actually describing the doer, how he performed the action, in what state he performed the action. So it's a dual linked, not the action linked, subject linked. And we are talking about subject, but it could be also object as well.
Yeah. Yes.
So hal, zulhal could be a maful as well. And I am sure there was probably some example there.
Example there.
Yes. Sorry. Yes.
Okay, exactly. Yeah, just to repeat, emphasize on what Dr. Ahmed was saying, because just from experience, other students have previously had this confusion. It's not about the fi'l. It's not about the verb. So here, the for fi'l is ja'a. It's not related to that. It's so in this sentence, ja'ani zaidun rakiban. Zaidun is the hal is related to that. Dhul hal is zaidun. So that's a really important concept and takeaway that you need to make a note of in this lesson.
So,
Yes.
testing. Ja'a rakidan. Okay. So, what is the hal here and what is the zul hal here?
Okay. I'll test them, yeah? Let's see who's paying
Testing
attention.
them. Testing them.
Okay. Good.
Some, please talk on the microphone, please.
Yeah, welcome to the. There's only a few of us, so you can say, you can put it in the chat. So this sentence, Ja'a Rakidon, what is the dhul hal? I did say earlier on, so let's see who's paying attention.
Spoken and I was mute. Rakidan is the hal, and Za'a is the fi'l, and Huwa is the zulha.
Yes. Sister Nur Jahan and Sanika also replied on the text box. They are correct. So you understood, looks like. Now tell me, Ujidal Kitabu Mumazzakan. Which one is Hal and which one is Zulhal here?
Same again. Mumazzakan is the hal.
Yes.
And his book was torn. So Zulhal is Al-Kitabu.
Very good, and it's wrong.
So we see that then maybe both of them. Because
no, Aisha, sorry. I think you are right. Sorry.
Al-Kitabu is, I thought it was a trick there.
No.
Al-Kitabu
why
is
did you say very good and then wrong?
This is my word. No, don't worry. Al-Kitabu definitely, because
because
what is important?
Yeah.
What is important? You have to look at the meaning. Whose circumstance is being described? Okay, Ujida is just an auxiliary.
Yeah, that's
it was found. Okay,
the book was torn. So if Ujida
book was torn, so it's correct.
Still the sentence will be correct.
Yes.
Al-Kitabu Mumazzakan. So the book was torn. So the sentence will be still correct.
Why I was joking is there will be situation where there will be two possibilities. And at that point, how would you exclude one? By looking at the one whose action status is being described. So in this instance, it's, someone could have said, Huwa of Ujida, okay, but because why? As you know, naive fa'il, majhul situation, when naive fa'il could be mahzuf as well, you know that. So there will be some tricky situation. But by meaning, you will see, this is the circumstance, mumazzakan, it's torn. What has been torn? Who torn? Who has been torn? So it's the book has been torn. So it is Dhul Hal. So by meaning, you have to, so this discussion will help you so that you don't get confused or don't mix up, inshallah. Okay, Ustad. I think it's good analysis here. Alhamdulillah, they participated as well. So everybody, I'm sure they're happy so far. Yes, Ustad, carry on.
Yes. And the reason we're emphasizing on this bit is because it gets a bit more complicated on the second page.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure you're happy, you're comfortable with what we've covered so far, which is why we're testing you. Some points relating to what we covered so far. Few rules to keep in mind. Hal will describe the state of the subject, the object, or even both, as Dr. Mohammed just mentioned. And as sometimes it's the context that you have to look at to decipher what the Dhul Hal is. So together, Hal and Dhul Hal will form the phrasal structure. Okay, the murakkab. A second point, hopefully it's obvious, but Hal will be in the mansub state. So it must be an ismul mushtaq. So this is why the previous lessons come in. We're building up on what we've learned previously. So it must be an ismul mushtaq, i.e. ismul fa'il or ismul maf'ul, which is derived from ismul masdar. And we'll see some examples later, inshallah. The Dhul Hal will usually be definite and the Hal will be indefinite, as you saw. And mashallah, one of the, I think maybe Sister Nurja, she asked that question. Yes. Generally, the Dhul Hal will be definite, but the Hal will be indefinite. And you'll notice the usually ending with fathatain. But the Hal and the Dhul Hal will match in the number and gender, but not the i'rab and type of noun. And as we saw earlier on, if you look at say ja'a rakidan, the Dhul Hal is huwa, and rakidan is they're both masculine and singular. Yeah. Hal and Dhul Hal combined makes the fa'il, which is fi'il plus fa'il and hal. And this construct is called Jumlatul Haliyah. And we'll cover this more in detail in the next page, inshallah. To give an example, Dakhaltul Masjida Tahiran. Dakhaltu, I entered the masjid in a state of purity. Yeah, and we have to say like this in English, in a state of purity, because it doesn't do justice if I was to translate it literally. I entered the masjid pure. It doesn't really make sense. So we have to say in the state of purity, meaning, obviously in this case, we had done wudu or ghusl, etc. But tahiran is the condition. What's condition? My condition. To get it, dakhaltu is ana. So this is why when you have to look at the context. I entered the fi'l, we have the dakhaltu, fi'l, fa'il is ana is the fa'il, al-masjida is maf'ul, and tahiran is the hal. Yeah. So some just to elaborate further on what we've just touched on, some notes for you to keep in mind. Another special note, which I have at the bottom, is a jumla or shibul jumla. And just to remind you, shibul jumla is something that resembles a sentence, okay? It's something that resembles a sentence or resembles a jumla. It's like a jumla. A jumla or shibul jumla after ma'rifah becomes hal, and a jumla or jar majrur after nakira becomes sifa. Okay.
This was a chapter we taught I think it's earlier in this module, probably lesson 4 or 5. A difference between hal and sifat. This is a full lesson we learned with examples and everything. And it says there, brothers and sisters, just to remind you, that this rule is pretty common. Now, it's not a rule, it's not a universal rule that it always happens, but it is quite common that a jumla or a shibu jumla after a marifa noun will be hal. And you'll see a lot of examples for that. And a jumla or jar majrur, shibu jumla, after nakira will be sifat. And there are a lot of examples in Quran. So I would suggest just refresh your memory by going back to that lesson once more. This is special. This is not covered in many classes. Alhamdulillah, as you know, we have visited many courses across the world, looked at many books across the world, alhamdulillah. So we found it from something special, and it is not a universal rule, but it is quite common. So understand that, okay? So make sure you digest that chapter once more, and you will love it. You will love it, inshallah. And from now on, as we move forward, we will show you this rule, how it applies and how often it comes in the Quran as well, inshallah. Yes, Ustad. Yeah.
Okay, so we mentioned that hal can be singular, a single word, mufrad, and we also mentioned just a moment ago that it can be a sentence or phrase, to be more accurate. And what we call that is jumlatul haliyah. There are some sentences they'll be referred to as jumlatul haliyah, and we'll see what we mean by that in a moment. Okay. But first, let's cover a single word, the mufrad. I'm just going to zoom in on this bit because the text is a bit small. Can I scroll to the right? Hopefully you can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see so.
So as we said, hal must be ismul mushtaq. For example, ismul fa'il or ismul maf'ul. And this is why the previous lesson, hopefully you saw my message on WhatsApp. I asked you to make sure yesterday that you're familiar with those two terminology, how ismul maf'ul is derived from the masdar. And ismul fa'il is the adverbial phrase, an active participle in nasab, accusative case, uses hal to describe the state of the subject at the time of the action. Okay, that's the key bit, at the time of the action, the state at the time of the action. Let's see some examples. وَتَرَكُوكَ قَائِمًا, and they left you, وَتَرَكُوكَ, plural, they left you, how? قَائِمًا, standing. So that's the hal. And it's, as you can see, the singular. قَائِمًا is singular. وَتَرَكُوكَ قَائِمًا. And we said that what matches is the gender and the number. Is masculine and mufrad, singular.
What is the zul hal here?
Good question. Let's see what the students say.
What is the meaning, Ustad? Translation?
And they left you standing in a position of standing.
Sanika said ka is the zul hal.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yes,
Sister
because
Nurja said ka.
Yeah, because taraku is plural.
They left you. So how did they leave you? They left you standing.
This kaiman, what is it referring to? The doer taraku, he, they, or you, which one is the zul hal?
So they left you.
So Sanika and Nurjan are saying ka is the
I agree with Nurjahan
Zul.
and Sanika, because you is standing. You are standing. That you person is standing. It is the doer. It is the Zulhal here.
Yeah. So Ka is the dua.
Yeah, Taraku, they
They
didn't
left.
understand.
They left you, so they
You.
left in that condition of standing. So the you is the dua here.
Yes, correct. MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah,
Zulhal.
good.
Zulhal, Sahibul Hal.
Zulhal.
Yeah. These two names.
Sahibul. I
Alhamdulillah.
get confused with these two names.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sahib,
good question.
leader. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Next one is, let me get my pen. Next one is لا تأكل قائما. Do not eat. لا تأكل
While
قائما.
high and while standing.
Yeah, do not eat while standing. Who can tell me what تأكل, where did it come from? Break that down. تأكل.
Akala. Yakulu. Then takulu.
Is this
Ta-
Madi? Is this Mudare? What is this? Who is it talking to? Sanika said Amr.
It's Amar.
Amar
Oh,
would,
no, it's prohibited.
no, Amar wouldn't be there. It would be just kul. If it's Amar.
Oh, okay, so do we have differences here?
La Nahita will come, my dear brothers and sisters. Kul Amar imperative.
Ta is for
Imperative
you, isn't it?
nota Nahita will come.
Oh,
Yes, you remember. Yes. Takul.
Muhammad, what were you saying?
Ta is stand for you, isn't it?
Yes.
Ta is stand for you.
You know, Mudar, you face this chapter?
Yes.
Amor Nahi.
Yes.
Amor is kul, la takul. Ta will come for Nahi. Because Nahi,
Lamanahi is here, yeah. I
I mean
got it.
Nahi, Nahi, and Mazum, obviously.
Yeah. Kul la tako.
Kul or
Prohibition.
la takul. Kul is imperative order, and la takul is prohibitive order,
Prohibitive, yeah.
not to do. Okay, good.
Kul by itself would be Amr, but because
Yeah.
of La, it's become Nahi.
Yes. And who is the Zulhal here?
La takul. You.
Yes, it is you. Clear.
You, meaning the person being addressed, right?
Yeah.
Yes, good.
Yeah. Good. The second
MashaAllah,
person.
they got the grasp on it. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, good.
Good.
رأيت زيدا جالسا. What's happening here? رأيت, I saw Zaid جالسا, sitting. So we رأيت فعل فاعل. Break this up. What's happening here, please?
Fa'il maf'ul. And then
Which one is مفعول?
Zaidan.
Zaidan, okay. And what do we look for? You know what, to confirm it's maf'ul.
Zulhal.
Zaidan is Julhal and Jalisan is Hal.
Zaidan is Zulhal, good.
Zulhal is a subject, but can a subject be mansub, Ustad?
Ra'aytu.
Ra'aytu, I saw.
I saw.
So, yeah, but he's not a subject though. I saw.
Not subject. It's Ana.
Yeah, Ana.
The
Yeah,
question
I saw.
was, we're calling Zulhal Zaidan.
Yes.
And normally subject is always marfu, but it is mansub here. Is that okay?
Zaidan is not the subject. That's why I was asking Ustad Aisha. And because mansub, this is the maf'ul.
Okay, there's a debate here. Jalisan is Hal, definitely. The question is Zaidan, can it be Zulhal or not?
Okay. Zaidan is the Zulhal, there is no doubt about it. Let's stick to the point. because Zaidan is sitting. I saw Zaidan, so this action is, the controller of this action is Zaid. So Zaid is definitely Zulhal. So point I was asking, a Zulhal, although it's a subject role it's playing there, can it be in Mansub form? Yes, it can be.
Because the circumstances, it would be a
Yes.
maf'ul, because here we got feel and fa'il,
It is
and then
maf'ul for
obviously
Ra'aytu.
Now
That's
let me say it can be Zaidan because Zaidan is a marfu, is a name, is a person.
That's the
So
point.
whether it's
That's the point.
Zaidan or Zaidun
Yeah.
or just Zaida, it
It's
can
a,
be Zulhal.
by default,
Yeah.
it's a marfu. It's okay. So in other words, I'm just to make it clear for you. So if you see a situation like this, some people might get confused or call this Zaidan as a maf'ul status Zulhal. No, it's not. It's not maf'ul status. It's Zulhal because it's playing the maf'ul of Raitu, that's why it's Zaidan. But Zaidan is still subject. It's fine. Okay? That's good.
the way you question that make people go wrong.
But there's a technique, Ustad Aisha, my teachers to do this, is to check if there's any doubt.
Because I did
Because
say
the objective
that
to
the
remove
way
it.
you question me, then I go into doubt.
And the purpose of it is to remove that doubt.
Yeah, exactly. But it's clear here who's sitting. Zaid is sitting. So
I know it's a technique. My teacher used to do this. He'll deliberately say something incorrect for you to question yourself.
Absolutely.
Then, and if you really firm on your understanding, you'll push back and say,
people
actually,
like
no.
Ustad, the way he question, I always say to him, then you get me into doubt.
Of course, yeah. Okay,
That's
let's
technique.
carry on. Let's carry on.
So Sister Nurjahan, there's no
old
naib
teachers,
file here.
there's no
Sorry.
naib. Okay.
Why?
Yeah.
There is no majhul passive form there at all, so there's no naib file. I'm
I
saying
think,
all teachers,
I think this one is clear. The next one is very doubtful.
Okay, Ustad, 1 second. All teachers must follow a principle. You'll tell someone what it is, what it could be. Simultaneously, Ustads, you should say what it could not be. It is this and it is not this. Supplementary question, supplementary point. You should address this. If you don't, they'll remain dumb for the rest of their life, I can tell you that. So you have to cross-check. Question this way, question that way, question from the top, question from the bottom, question from the right, question from the left. And after that, initially, after a little puzzle, all shadows will be clear. Bear in mind.
We're running out of time. Let's quick.
Yes, Ustad, yeah, carry on.
The next one is Ra'aytu Aishatan Jalisatan. I saw Aisha sitting. In the position of sitting.
Ra'aytu Zaidan.
So what's the hal here?
Ustad Muhammad, what's the problem here? Confusion?
There is no confusion. No.
Okay, confusion gone already because we already cleared that. Alhamdulillah, no problem. Good.
So here Aisha is the Dhul-Hal. Jalisat. Yeah, Jalisatan is the hal.
That's why, yeah.
Yeah. And just to test you, again, if you understand the concept, it's straightforward. So if the color coding is thrown you, Jalisatan is the hal and Dhul-Hal is Aishatan. Simple. And the previous criteria, number and gender matches.
That's right. It's feminine.
Alhamdulillah, good. Okay, next one is focus, pay attention to this one. Ra'aytu Zaidan wa Bakran Jalisaini. What's happening here?
Duels.
So Ra'aytu I saw
Ra'aytu I saw Zaidan or Bukran or Bakran, both of them sitting, Jalisaini.
What is the Zulhal then?
Zulhal would be Zaidan or Bukran.
MashaAllah, that's good.
Both
It's
of
not
them now.
Bukran, Ustad, it's
Bukran.
Bakr.
Yeah.
Bakr.
Well,
Zaid.
Bakran.
Oh, Bakr. That's why I wasn't reading out what
Yeah,
Yes.
Bakr. It's
Well,
another
Bakran.
name. So Zaidan
It is
and
a name, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
the names.
another name.
Yeah, and Hal would be Jalisaini because it's
Jalisaini,
a dual. It's two of them.
Yeah.
Good. Very
So
good.
if you met Bakr's dad, he'll be Abu Bakr.
Yes.
Yeah. Is there another one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
that's
think
straightforward.
they're all same now.
Next one.
Hmm.
Ra'aytu Zaidan dariban.
Now do this properly.
Ra'aytu. Okay. Ra'aytu, what's that? Because you should know this one verb now because I've said it so many times. What's ra'aytu? What does it mean?
I saw
I saw. That's
Zaidan
right.
I
I
saw.
saw Zaid.
Sorry,
Dariban.
no. Zaidan. So what? Okay, so break this down. Ra'aytu. Where's the fi'l fa'il?
Yeah, I saw Zaidan. I saw Zaid. Fil fal
So
maf'ul
what's
Zaidan.
the fa'il?
Fa'il ana. I saw.
Okay, good. Ana. So and what's Zaidan?
Maf'ul.
Maf'ul. Okay. Now what's dariban?
Dariban, is it hitting? No, what is it?
Yeah, dariban is hitting or striking. Yep.
Yeah, so I saw Zaid hitting. So it's Hal is Dariban and Zulhal is Zaidan.
Good.
Yeah, is it really hitting? It's not hitting.
What is it?
Dariban.
Daraba yadribu
Dariban.
daribun dariban. So it
It's a
should be
maf'ul.
Dariban.
no, it's not maf'ul. It's ismul fa'il.
Dariban.
Hmm.
Oh yeah,
I
Hal has to be Hal
Zaidan-
is
I
yeah.
saw Zaidan hitter.
Yeah. But you
I
can't say
saw
hitter.
Zaidan hitter. That's the literal meaning.
Literal meaning, but you have to
But
say so Zaid hitting.
then I said this is an example of Shibu Fe'el.
Hmm.
You are not showing
Is
Zaidan
ismu fa'il.
hitter. It is ismu fa'il, but playing the role of a fail.
Yeah,
Hitting someone. I saw Zaidan hitting someone. Okay? That's it.
Yeah. So that's why you have to
And
pay attention.
What happened to
Ismul fa'il.
Sultanada? They're not talking. And
okay, what happened to the others? Yeah.
Roshanafa,
Yeah. Okay.
Sister Shaida, let's all participate.
Next one. Let's let others talk. Next one is very important. There's a clue there.
Ra'aytu Zaidan madruban. Break this one down, please.
Call the new student, please.
Sister Nada, Sister Roshanara, Sister Sanika,
Shahida, to be honest,
Shahida, Zakir, brother Zakir. Yeah, please. Next one. There's only one example of this type, and let's just digest it.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum
I
assalam.
think so. Ra'aytu two is file and Ra'i is no. Zaidan is
Ra'aytu is
I
the
saw, right?
fa'il.
I is
Fa'il.
Zulfa
Ana.
Ana,
You mean
yeah.
Ana? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ana
Zulhal.
Zulhal.
Zulhal and Madruban is maful. And I saw.
Zaidan then?
Saw is a fail.
Yes,
Yeah.
fine.
Zaidan is coming also. Zaidan. I'm confused here.
No worry, it will be clear. Let others participate.
Okay.
Who can explain it?
Assalamualaikum. Kenapa?
Waalaikumsalam.
Yes.
Yes, right with file here. Zaid would be the مفعول مضروبا and ذو الحال and مضروبا is حال. And would the translation be I saw Zaid being hit?
So
Okay. Which one is the Zul Hal?
Zaid?
Okay. Any other opinion? Others agree with this? Raitu is not a problem here. Raitu is I saw. I saw something. What did I see? I saw Zaidan madruban. Daraba yadrubu.
Rabbi Yadrubu and Madruban is the
Maf'ul.
Masdar.
اسم
Yeah,
مفعول.
full form is madruban. So
Means
Madruban.
being hit.
Ismul madruban. Ismul
مفعول
maf'ul. Do
مفعول
you understand that?
Yeah,
The
it's from
victim,
Maf'ul.
the receiver of the action, someone hit.
being hit.
Someone has been hit. Zaid, I saw Zaid being hit by someone. I saw him in heated position, means he got the hit. He has been heated. Do you understand that? It is maf'ul. He is a victim, he is receiver of the action. You know, in the rule, Ustad Sadiq mentioned that it will be subject or object, it may be. So madruban is an object. Zaid has been hit by someone. I saw, in other words, I saw someone hit Zaid. I saw Zaid in a state of someone hit him. He's been beaten up. Is
So,
that clear?
can you explain then? So, Zaidan is the first Maf'ul, isn't it? Fi'l, fa'il, and
So
Maf'ul.
that's not important. It's correct, but that's not important in the context here.
No,
What
I
is
understand, but when we learned earlier, this is a bit different. So I'm asking, then like is Maf'ul 1, Maf'ul 2 is how you gonna start? You're
no,
gonna say
not at all.
Hal, Madruban is just
First of all, identify Zulhal, okay? Which one is Zulhal? Who has been found?
the Hal is Zaidan.
Bas. That's important. Let's not complicate this with Raitu at all. Raitu is completely, even without Raitu, you have
The sentence is complete, yeah, I understand.
What's not known here is who the hitter is. Okay.
Yes.
So this is saying رأيت زيدا مضروبا. So Zaid here Zaid has been hit. Who hit him? We don't know. But مضروبا is the hal, and the ذو hal is Zaid.
Yeah.
And this is different from the previous sentence.
Yes.
رأيت زيدا ضاربا. This is اسم المفعول. Okay, here Zaid is hitting because this is, as Dr. Mahmoud said, this is the Shibu fa'il. Sorry, Shibu.
Fail, yeah.
Shibu fa'il, yes. Because it's mufa'il. Yeah.
Madruban is the ismul maf'ul. So Zul Hal, sorry, Hal can be
Maf'ul as well.
full object as well, not just subject. Okay.
Yes. Is it clear before we move to the last Mufrad example? You know, we're playing too much mental gymnastics.
Receiver of action, Zul Hal is Zaidan. Yes.
Good.
Yes. Inshallah. You know, inshallah, we will look at many examples as we go along, inshallah. Don't worry, it will be. And the Ismul Maf'ul use of Hal are not very common. Okay. So it's okay. What about the next one? The last one.
رأيت زيدا يضرب. What's يضرب?
Daraba yadribu.
What is this
Sorry.
grammatically? What is this grammatically?
It's Mudario version of Daraba.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, Ustaz,
so we got fi'l fa'il.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you could bring that rule, you know, the last paragraph, important note of the previous page.
This one?
Yeah. Can somebody read this? Can you relate this example with this rule, special note? A jumla or a shibu jumla after marifa becomes hal, and a jumla or jar majrur after nakira becomes hal. We are looking at the first part. a jumla or shibu jumla after marifa becomes hal. Can you relate to that example? Now let's look at the example.
Bring the examples.
Okay. Ustad Muhammad, yadribu. Is this a jumla, Ustad?
Yadribu.
Is it a
Is
jumla?
it
Is it a complete sentence?
It is a jumla.
yeah, it is a jumla. It's got
Why is it a jumla? Because it has got a doer there.
dua
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
It has got a tense timing and it has
Yeah.
got some action happened there. So it's a jumla.
Jumla. Yeah.
Before the jumla, Zaid, no matter what harakat appears there, it is the subject.
Yeah.
And it is in nakira state at the moment.
Correct.
Okay. But that default marfu form, because it's a subject, doer, that is prominent here, Ustad. So we should be considering this. We have a jumla after a marifa noun, zaidan, marifa.
Zaidan, marifa noun. Yeah.
And that's why yadribu is a hal. This is so common in Quran. You will see it everywhere, inshallah. So with difficulty, with some hardship, digest it.
Mm.
But it is not always, okay? It is very common. Not 100, it's not universal rule. In that chapter 4 or 5, it clearly says that.
Yeah.
So it is now stating, it is describing the state, how it happened. So I saw Zaid yadribu. Again, he is hitting somebody. Okay?
He's being hit.
Hitting someone.
Yeah.
I saw Zaid hitting someone. Try to remember this, because I'll be quoting that sometime in big Quranic verses. I will say, can you remember that example? Don't forget this example, brothers and sisters.
Mm.
That explanation which we will be giving to you in a long sentence, in a way, it will just save your time and struggle. That a jumla coming after a marifa noun will be a hal. Okay? In the state of hitting. I saw him in the state of he is hitting somebody. What is yadribu? What does yadribu mean? Yadribu means he hits or he will hit, correct? Or he is hitting.
He is hitting, or he will be hitting.
That he is now being replaced by the actual subject, which will be zulha before it.
Zaidan, yeah.
So just remember that. We'll bring that. I will mention that. Can you remember that rule? And you will just refer to this, inshallah. Okay, let's carry on. I think we need to be faster.
Yes.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind talking.
Can you explain the note at the bottom? I'm reading it.
Well, we
When
got to that
describing
after
a state hal with a single word, past, present tense, verb, mufrad, madi, mudari,
the top.
you need a connector. This connector is usually a detached pronoun, dulhal, sometimes specific subject linked.
What is the reading, sir?
you looking at this bit here.
This bit here, yeah.
Oh, you haven't started. You'll cover that now, right?
Yeah, that was next.
Yeah, you teach that. Yeah.
It's related to what we're just talking about. It's saying the same thing, really. It's connecting the Dhul-Hal is connecting to the
Bring the whole box on the screen, sir. Then you go through this once. Then we'll explain, inshallah.
So I was going to do that after I do the Jumla.
Yeah. You put quickly on that. Yeah, it's just explaining.
Exactly. It's straightforward. Jumla Haliya. The key thing to keep in mind the i'rab. I'rab is fi mahalli nasb or mansub. So we know
if it is singular word, it will be mansub without any doubt. We can see fathatain, right?
Yeah.
When it is a jumla and whole jumla is a hal, then you cannot see the haraka, the i'rab. then you will be saying fi mahalli mansub. You know that already, right?
Yeah.
If there are two, three
We
words
covered it.
together,
Yeah.
okay, two, three. For example, Surah Baqarah, number 5 ayah. So we say at the end of a sentence we say wa huwa muflihun. Wa hum muflihun. They are the ones who are successful.
Successful.
This whole wa huwa muflihun is a jumlatul haliya. It is coming here. Right now you will
We're
understand
going to
that.
cover that,
So when
yes.
it's a jumla, Ustad, there will be 2, 3, 4 words there. So you cannot say fathata in there. So its mahal would be mansub. Mahal, you say fi mahallan mansub. That's the point here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this sentences, jumlatul haliya could be jumlatul ismiya as well as jumlatul fi'liya. And jumlatul fi'liya, it will be madi mostly, and mudariyo, and jumlatul ismiya, it will be ism related, so that's fine. Okay?
That's
So
straightforward.
this is the most important part of the whole lesson.
Yeah.
This box.
Yes.
If you understand all this, alhamdulillah, that will be great achievement, inshallah. Even if you understand, remember 50%, that will be great. There are 3 types of jumlatul haliya. There are three rules of jumlatul haliya. Okay? So carry on. Number 1, number 2, number 3.
Of course. So when we're thinking about hal or describing a hal with a single word, whether it's past tense or present tense, we have to keep in mind that we need a connector. And what is a connector? It's usually detached pronoun, like huwa or hum, as an example. And that detached pronoun is the dhul hal. Okay? And that it sometimes is specifically linked to the subject. So the subject is linked to the action. So the first one, similar to the example we talked about earlier on, Ra'aytu Zaidan yajlisu.
It's exactly
So
what we already studied.
Yadribu
It is
yajlisu. Same.
mufrad. It's mufrad example. It's not jumlatul haliya example. It's not. It's just mufrad hal.
We say single word, yes.
Single word, yeah.
Yeah. So this
Dakhaltul
is
masjida tahiran and ra'aytu zaidan yajlisu. We already discussed it so far. Is that point clear? This is what we have been talking about so far. This just summarized here. Point number 1 is done. Shall I assume it's done? It's understood. Then we can go to 2. 2 is new to you, and 2 understand that. Okay, 2. Get ready for 2. Ustad, please carry on.
Wa'ul haliya. So this might be new to some of you, and Mahmoud did just touch on that and introduce you to it. If you find a jumlatul ismiya with waw at the start, okay, and that could be in the Quran, it could be in the middle of a verse. Okay, so when we say a jumla, could be made in a verse, could be several parts. Okay, so if you find a jumlatul ismiya with the waw at the start, then damir followed by fi'l or ism, and we have example, then this sentence would be called jumlatul haliya. Let's look at the example. Ra'aytu Zaidan. Okay, I saw Zaid. Wa huwa daribun. Look at this. Let's break this down. Ra'aytu Zaidan. I saw Zaid. Wa huwa, and he was. And it's like he is or he was. This is the is important. Dariban. This is the fa'il. Naam, ismu fa'il. Look similar to what we just talked about. This wa huwa dariban is, this is the waw aliyah, daribun. Thank you. Because this is telling you his state. Look, ra'aytu Zaidan. You can't. And how did you see him? His state was hitting. Yeah, and he was hitting. And dariban is fa'il. Remember?
I saw him.
Yes.
I saw Zaidan, and he was hitter, literally.
Hitter. Yeah.
It means,
literally is hitter. Yeah.
It means he was hitting.
Fa'il. Yes.
Okay. The point is, Amari, easy to remember. Wahuwa daribun. This is the format, brother. If you open, brothers and sisters, if you open Quran, you will see in many sentences, and this always comes at the end, not in the middle, Jumlatul Haliya. It's always in the middle. Typically, Waw will be part of Jumlatul Haliya. After a sentence, I cannot write it, is it? No, okay. After a sentence, wa came and a detached pronoun came, you get ready to call it a Jumlatul Haliya without even looking at anything else. Okay? Many. What are the evidence of Jumla? What are the components of Jumlatul Haliya? Wa will come first, and then a detached pronoun will come after that. Wa, hum. Okay? And there will be something explaining the status. That are the components of Jumlatul Haliya. Is that okay? Now, there are two other examples. Just bear in mind and look at this. Ustad, carry on.
Yes. Second example is from the Quran. وَلَا تَلْبِسُوا الْحَقَّ بِالْبَاطِلِ وَتَكْتُمُوا الْحَقَّ وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. And you notice what's highlighted in red. And do not mix the truth with falsehood or conceal the truth while you know it. Now, this is important.
It is important. Yes.
It's the hali we're focusing on, right? And وَلَا تَلْبِسُوا الْحَقَّ بِالْبَاطِلِ وَتَكْتُمُوا الْحَقَّ. And do not mix the truth with falsehood or conceal the truth. If we didn't read the wow as hal, then we'll read it as and you know it, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and you know it.
And you know it.
Does it make sense? Everyone, you tell us. وَلَا تَلْبِسُوا الْحَقَّ بِالْبَاطِلِ. With batili, haqqa, don't mix up. And do not hide truth. And you know it. I mean, I don't understand that. What does it mean? But what actually means is that while you know about it, by knowing, do not mix up falsehood with the truth and do not hide the truth. Can you see? Now it's making sense. While, don't consider truth, while you know it. Is that okay? Everyone just confirm that. Because this is important and this is the main part of this lesson, that you will understand the Jumlatul Haliya.
So in this context, the wow is a connector, but it means while, not and.
Yeah, Ustad, yes.
Good.
Can you explain this to Sister Noor Jahan, what you understood, Mr. Muhammad?
Yes. Is she asking question?
Yeah.
What is
Repeat.
that?
Yeah.
Repeat again. Right. Sister Noorjan and for everybody. It's been said a couple of times. And do not mix the truth with falsehood or conceal the truth. So this is وَلَا تَلْبِسُوا الْحَقَّ بِالْبَاطِلِ وَتَكْتُمُوا الْحَقَّ. So this is the sentence. And do not mix the truth with falsehood or conceal the truth. Then comes the hal and zulhal. Wow, supposed to be a connector word, wow, which we would normally know is harf atof, and we normally know it's and, but in this context, it's not and, but it means while. While antum ta'lamun, while you know it. Because if you say and you know it, it does not make sense. The sentence does not make sense. So in this context, we are saying, while you know it, you do not mix the truth with falsehood or conceal the truth. Is that understood then, Sister Nurjan? Alhamdulillah. She's got it now.
Sometimes it needs repetition. So this is why we're talking about jumla here and what's connecting, right? وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. If that wasn't the condition, so Allah is saying, don't mix falsehood truth with falsehood and don't conceal it. What's the condition though? Our condition is while we are knowing, like while we know, don't do this. So while we're in the condition of knowing, don't do this. Okay, is that condition. So while is the hal, waw al-haliya. Okay, another example. So I want to speed up a bit because of time.
Yeah.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تقتلوا الصيد وأنتم حرم. All you who have believed, do not kill game while you are in the state of ihram. So again, similar. If I translated wow as and, all you who have believed, do not kill game, and you are in the state of ihram. You know, your mind will be trying to work that out. Do not kill game, and you are in the state of ihram. You know, it doesn't make sense. But if you said while you are in the state of ihram, again, state of ihram, you know, that's straight to the hal, right? But while you are in the state of ihram, this is the hal, wawul haliya. So don't, or those who believe, don't kill a game while you are in the state of ihram. Yeah. And those who remember what we learned in lesson 13, sorry, 12, hurumun is from ismul mubalagha. So addition fa'idah there. Number three, yes.
Mr. Fazana, the meaning at the underneath the Arabic, she's asking, I need to know the meaning.
We need to know the meaning, so to understand the while meaning. While meaning is okay.
If you translated it, without the English, at this level we should be able to read this like Ya ayyuhalladhina, O you who believe. So Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, those who believe, or those who believe. La taqtulu. We know this plural. La taqtulu, don't kill. As-sayd, if you're not familiar, if that's not in the vocabulary, you look it up. Game, sayd is game. So O you believe, don't kill. Wa means you normally think and, waw up, right? Don't kill, and you are hurum, in the state of ihram. And you are stated, you see, if you were to translate it like that, as I've done without looking at the English, then it wouldn't make sense. You know, you have to try and work it out. But it makes sense if you read it as applying what we just learned now, that wow is wawul haliya, meaning this wow is telling us that what's about to follow is hal, is condition.
Yeah, the prescription.
Yes. Then it makes sense. Is that okay?
You okay, Sister Fazana?
No,
Yes,
I
it's
was
about
asking for
context.
yes.
for
the previous one. ولا تلبسوا الحق بالباطل.
Same principle.
The same thing.
Yeah.
Because in the translation we don't have why.
Yes.
We need to how to know it's we have why in the sentence.
There is why there.
While it's there, even if it wasn't, it wouldn't make sense if we translated it and you are knowing. It doesn't make sense.
Okay. Ask Sister Fazana, what is the meaning of wow first, and then we will and. Okay.
Normally and yes.
Normally and. Okay. So you stick to that. You stick to that. Hold on. Now listen to me. And do not mix the truth with falsehood or conceal the truth. So that covers from here to here. Yeah?
Yeah.
And then you put and you know. And you know it. Does it make sense? And you know it?
No.
No.
No,
So
it
that's
doesn't.
why
No.
and is replaced with while.
Okay.
While, I mean, you can say if you
You
know.
are in that state.
Eh?
Why means why you know. You are in the state of knowing.
Yes, state of knowing. Exactly. State of knowing while you know it.
Very good.
Good.
This is why we're calling this wawul haliya. The
Yeah.
wow, this wow is aliyah, hal. This wow is about hal, not ataf. Because,
Okay.
one letter can mean many things, right? And we've
Yeah.
done this before. Depending on the context, wow can have different meanings. So, and there's many words like this, right? So what we're teaching now, wow has another meaning. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Good. Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay, point 3. If dhul hal is nakira, it will come after hal. For example, yakulu jalisan rajulun. So we see rajulun is nakira. So we were saying dhul hal is nakira, it will come after hal. Look at the order. Yakulu jalisan rajulun. So he ate. The man ate sitting, and it goes back to what we talked about in the previous lesson. The order can be different. That is that principle. This is why Arab is so important. But yeah, I think if you remember that, this is straightforward, inshallah. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking at the time. I'm going to pause here because we won't have time to complete this, and we'll continue next lesson. We will finish this off next lesson, inshallah, because this bit needs us to digest. We won't be able to do justice to it now. We will be rushing it. So I'm going to stop here. We'll continue next time, and I'm going to pass over to Dr. Mahmoud to just touch on
Just
something else
keep
which you mentioned.
talking. I'm just looking for one or two examples, Ustad. Okay, a few minutes. You carry on. Ask somebody else to come if they understood this and repeat what you Ustad Muhammad, and you have been doing. Yes.
So the 3 points more or less summarizes the lesson. Page 2 is more examples, really. The 3 points, I just want to make sure everyone has understood that. Point 1 about the connector. Point 2 is about waw al-hal. And point 3 is about the order. Dhul hal is nakira. Everyone clear about that?
Saying number 3, what is it meaning? Where is the number 3 gone?
Okay, guess number 3. So let's look at the yakulu. What does that mean?
Eat.
Yeah, is that so? Is he eats, right? Jalisan. What's jalisan?
Sitting.
Yeah. So again, remember that's the hal. And what would it say? After that is rajulun. Is this nakira?
Okay.
Now, so what we're saying, if the dhul hal comes after the hal, it's nakira.
Okay.
It's exception, okay. And it is, you
Okay?
can see, it is conversational as well, so it's fine. Don't worry about the third position, okay. Main is waw halia, that is something new, but you need to understand that, okay. So, Ustad, let me take it over.
You only got 10 minutes now.
Yes.
Yes, Sister Nurjan, that's right. The man is eating sitting, put it simply. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Are you sharing your screen, Dr. Mahmoud?
I'm sharing the screen, yes.
Everyone, okay, I can see it now. Over to you.
He's eating
Oh.
sitting.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, by searching, you cannot find, there's no way to kind of,
Zoom in, please.
huh?
Zoom in.
Yeah, we can see it. We can see it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Okay. So this is an example I just found. Can you see at the end? This is how it will appear, brothers and sisters. It will always come at the end. And from tomorrow, if you just keep an eye open for this kind of structure, you will see many. Wa antum zalimun. I say typically, okay, at the end, there's a different segment starting with waw in the beginning. Then there's a detached pronoun. Okay, a pronoun. Wa antum. Antum is a pronoun. Zalimuna. Okay, so if you look at the meaning and remember when we appointed for Musa 40 nights, and in his absence, you took the calf to worship. Okay, this golden calf. And you were Zalimun, polytheist. You were Zalimun, polytheist, wrongdoer. And you were Zalimun. This is the state of the translation we have been reading all the time. And it is not correct. It itself, the sentence is not correct. Okay, Allah saying, when we appointed Musa, we sent him away for 40 nights. In his absence, okay, you took the calf, that golden calf, the camel, small baby camel, you remember? Made of gold, and they were worshipping in his absence. Brother Harun was there. Prophet Harun alayhi salam was there. And Allah is saying, we appointed Musa for 40, we sent him away, and in his absence, you started worshipping him, and you were Zalimun. It's not a good sentence. Okay? So actually what it's meaning, we sent him away, and in his absence, you started doing this in the state of Zalim, in the state of wrongdoer, in the state of disbeliever. You understand now? Wa antum zalimun. Like this, there are many. There are many. Surah Baqarah, the most common one. Okay. Okay, can you see?
Yeah.
Ulaika ala hudam min rabbihim wa ulaika humul muflihun. Okay? They are no, this is not actually Waul Hal, sorry. I cannot find right now any, but inshallah we will start it from this point onward in the next class, inshallah. It is important that you fully understand this. Inshallah, it will be okay. All right. Now, I don't think I can cover, Ustad, that the homework, salawat. So any question in the next 6 minutes can we cover? Feel free, brothers and sisters.
Sister Fazana, do you know where Tarkib? Are you talking about you're talking about the homework, yeah?
Yeah.
No, if that's a question, we haven't done it yet. We'll cover it next time, inshallah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I want to say, mashallah, those who made an attempt, well done. I saw Sister Nada and Sanika's contributions. And Zakir, I think you had to go as well. So it's good. There's a few things you've missed, but they're minor. But Dr. Mahmoud will cover it fully, inshallah. But in terms of what we covered today, so you still have some time. If you can do it, go ahead, inshallah, those who haven't. So let me recap today's lesson then.
Yeah.
So what we've done is we've introduced Hal, and what we mentioned was that it's in the state of Nasab, Mansub, and that's for Mufrad, it's visible, it's clear, and for Jumla, it's we call it Mahal I'rab is fi Mahallan Mansub, fi Mahallan Mansub or Mahalli Nasab, meaning the Jumla is in the state of Mansub, even if it's not apparent, if it's not clear. We also mentioned that Hal has two components. There's two parts to it. the hal itself and the dhul hal, or also known as sahibul hal. So the hal is connected to the subject or the object or even both. So that's what we mentioned in the beginning. And the dhul hal and the hal will form a phrasal structure. The hal will also the hal will be indefinite, while the dhul hal is definite. But there's a rule 3 mentioned is that if dhul hal is nakira, it will come after hal. So if you notice that it's not following that order, then be aware the nakira. If the dhul hal comes after the hal, it'll be nakira. Finally, the dhul hal combined makes the jumlatul haliya fi'l fa'il hal, and that's referred to the jumlatul haliya. And we saw that the waw al-haliya is the beginning of the sentence. Sorry, beginning of the dhul hal. So we mentioned one of the examples. Ra'aytu Zaydan wa huwa daribun. The wa it tells us the dhul hal. We saw Quranic examples. The wow, if we took that as a wow then it wouldn't make sense. So to work out if it's a wow al-haliya, we said that you have to understand the meaning. And mashallah, Dr. Mahmoud has brought in which lesson is this? Lesson 4, subhanallah.
I want everyone to go back to this, okay? You will now understand it better than you did before, because now, alhamdulillah, we have covered the chapter, most of it. So I'll just go through this quickly. These are the undefined rules. It's not a universal rule, but it is pretty common, okay? How would you distinguish between a sifat and a hal? So you think it is a hal, it looks like a hal. Sorry, it looked like a, fathatain. So it is likely
Sifa.
it could be hal. If you look at this, the meaning, La uhibbu an ushahida tiflan bakiya. La uhibbu, I do not like to watch. Ushahida. An masdariya, masdari muawwal, an ushahida, to watch. I don't like to watch or watching a child. What Irab is this? Nakira, correct? You got an ism, okay, in Nakira. So the rule says a jumla or a shibu jumla, a jumla full sentence or a single word or anything after a nakira, it's likely that it will be a sifat if it is nakira ism. So can you see bakia? This is also bakia, but it is atifla, okay? And it is bakia, it is bakia. So which one is hal, which one is sifat? So I have got a marifa noun, and after that, a masdar form, okay? But we have to now take it to whether it's hal or sifat. By meaning, la uhibbu an ushahida tifla bakiyan. Someone will easily translate, both of them will mix up. Okay, I do not like to watch a child, either a crying child, describing the quality of the child, or the child who is crying. A child crying. I don't want to see a child crying, in the state of crying. And it is marifa. Marifa now.
This will be hal. Bakia.
It will be hal. That's you got it now. So if it is marifa noun and after that a jumla, single word, or I'm sorry, a jumla or shibu jumla, say jar majrur came here. Together the jar majrur would be hal in most instances. And the sentence meaning will tell you, oh yes, I do not want to see a child in the state of crying. I do not want to see a crying child. Means its habit is crying, its quality, its character is crying. Sifat, description, iflan, nakira, and then bakia. So this is the rule. So if this is the rule, then let's look at la تخزني, right, Ustad?
لا تخزني يوم يبعثون
يوم يبعثون.
يبعثون
يبعثون, yes. So
يبعثون.
لا تخزني تخزني. So it's a prayer to Allah saying, do not insult me, do not disgrace me on the day of resurrection. So now look at this.
Well,
Ya Basuna is a jumla, brothers. Is a jumla, sentence. Yawma, you can see fatha there, but it is actually in the state of marfu, definite.
It's a
Specific day is referring to. And definite day. That day, while they are resurrected. On that day, you don't do this to me. While they are being resurrected, do not insult me. Means do not send me to the, after that judgment, do not send me to the Jahannam. So Yauma is there are two reasons. It is specific day meaning, and also it is a specific timing as well. Timing. It is marfu by default meaning. Okay, now look at this. Waja'u abahum isha'an yabkun. Waja'u, they came to their father. Abba. Abu has become Abba. They came to their father. Isha'an, nighttime.
Yeah.
Yabukuna. So I'm giving you a puzzle now. Like my wife said, I try to bring problem and ask you to solve it. According to the rule, we got a jumla here. And before that, we got a nakira now. What is this now then?
No, because
فيه مفعول فيه إشاء فيه.
Yeah, you see maf'ul fihi, yes.
Definite. Isha'an is talking about a specific time.
At night time.
One.
After Isha.
Nighttime. Yeah. So that's why even if it's in Mansub, still it's a definite.
So what is this then?
How was the night? How was it? How she came?
They were crying.
How they came?
Weeping. Crying.
Weeping, yeah. The status.
We need to ask the question how, I think.
So who is the Zul Hal for that, first of all? They, okay? Whom? Okay?
Yeah.
Whom, yeah.
That's clear. But is it Hal or Sifat? Because according to the rule I just explained, a Nakira noun, if there is a Jumla or a word or Shibu Jumla phrase, then it will be Sifat. According to the
It's Sifat because in the status of weeping they came.
If it is status, then it's not Sifat, Ustad.
Is it not?
It's Hal. Hal?
It is Hal. But why it is Hal having a Nakira ism before it? Aisha was saying it. She said it, but
Isha, and is it in a
Marifa?
Marifa status?
Specific time.
It is specific
time, yes. Marifa.
It is Marifa. By default meaning, by meaning it's Ma'ani is Marifa. That's the point. Do you understand that? Okay, you try to remember that.
Yeah.
Yauma, we didn't see Marifa sign there. Al is not there. Dhamma is not there.
but it is status
Still
of
said
marifa.
it is, yeah. We said it's marifa. That's why it is hal. But in this is similar situation. This is a specific time of the day, specific time. It's marifa. So that for that reason it is hal. And they came to their father at night weeping. Okay?
Yeah.
Is
Basically,
that
we have to remember if it's a definite noun or a nakira noun before.
yeah? And then you have to look at the meaning.
Yeah, then you have to look at the meaning.
Meaning will tell you.
And the next will be the hal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay?
But
So that's all for now. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Is this Ustad?
the Isha it does not specify a time though. It just says at night.
Well, evening is a time.
Isha and
Ustad.
means, yeah, that means
Evening,
night.
morning is a
means
time.
Isha.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Is
is
it
a
specific?
specific time. That's why it is a marifa noun.
It is
Yeah.
a name. It is a
Because
name as well.
if you ask when, then
Hmm.
that gives you the answer. If you said I don't know, then it's nakira. But you know, therefore it's ma'rifa.
Yeah, you know. Isha, you know. But when they say Isha, night time, it's a time. It's a time. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
even tomorrow is a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Specific, definite.
But these
Ghadan.
examples are good. I appreciate you bringing this, Dr. Mahmoud. Even though
Yes,
this is lesson 4, mashallah, it's
At
related
that
to what
time,
we're doing
it's a
today.
little too early for them,
Yeah.
but now you can see. And these are the puzzles you will come through in the Quran.
Mm.
And inshallah, with this knowledge, you will be able to solve it, inshallah.
Inshallah.
But translation and word meanings simultaneously have to practice and learn. Whenever you find new words, make a note, brother, because this is the time coming. When module 2 finishes, you will go to module 3, but within module 2, you have to learn 1,500 vocabularies. We will go through this exercise as a part of our revision, but you have to do this yourself. Okay, and then when you do module 3, there will be thorough, serious work. Start from the beginning, all new words you'll be writing down. You have to
Inshallah.
practice it yourself. We cannot just do this, otherwise we will not be able to finish it. We need to be very fast. You need to be working together. We all will be working together, inshallah. Ustad, we can conclude now.
Jazakumullah khair, everyone. So yeah, alhamdulillah, we've more or less covered most of the lesson. It's just some examples we have left, which we'll cover in the next lesson on Sunday. Sorry, on Tuesday when we'll finish it off, inshallah. So as my usual request, please go over them so you're familiar. And we'll be able to go through these faster, inshallah. And after you've gone through, if you have questions, please come with it in the class. And go the verses that are there go through it in the Quran and see if what we've taught makes sense. I know it's difficult with the waw al-hal, but it's to do the meaning and the context. That's what we have to keep in mind.
It is actually very easy. You need to just really search for it in the Quran, few sentences, then you'll understand it forever, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
With that, we'll conclude. Inshallah, barakallahu fikum. Subhanaka Allahumma bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.